Or what do I pay you money for? Literally, why do I pay your rent? You can't even help me with something as simple as YouTube live streaming. Is it on now? Now? Anyone? Any good? Yes, there we go. Thank God for that. Don't know why that happened. Absolutely no idea. There it is. Okay, good. Fine. Guys, hi. Welcome to Threshold.fm. Welcome to Facebook. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to Twitch. Oh, look, there he is. Thanks. Sorry, guys. I should always have the chat up straight away just to make sure that this doesn't happen again in the future. Oh, fucking God, talking a lot of bollocks. Jesus, talking a lot of bollocks. When I start the shows, I always think, about 10 minutes before the show starts, I'll think up some sort of funny intro. Come on with, they'll like that. That's what they're up for. They want a little funny intro, and then let's coffee and memes, and then the intro comes in, and then something inevitably happens. Like I realise we've run out of coffee, or the camera's not charged up, or there could be all manner of things that get in the way, and I just press go and just start talking absolute A-grade pure shit, and just see where it takes me. Just see where it leads. Will it go left? Will it go right? Too high, we can't get over it. Too low, we can't get under it. Sometimes it works out right. Sometimes it's just frickin' bollocks. Shout outs to Robin Card, who's not killed himself yet. That's good news. Let me know just let me know if you're okay, guys, because I care about you. I want the best for you. I want the best for everyone. And I want us to all live in that, 3000 AD futuristic luxury gay communism that we've all heard so much about. Look, okay, anyway, let's back to the show. Shoe throwers wise, new bit by Red Pill on Blackout, certainly worth taking a look at. Going to play another bit off J Majik's Full Circle album. Classic bit of Spore in the pipeline, locked and loaded in the chamber, and new bit from Mean Teeth. Horrendous artwork, but fantastic records. Lovely boys, great tunes. Sack your artwork guy. Anyway, in terms of nonsense in the news, merciless seagull attacks toddler for Greg's pasty. That sounds like a lot of fun. The Chernobyl nuclear wasteland as a thriving animal population. Not about radioactive bears. I think that should be the reserve of straight-to-TV movies on the Sci-Fi Channel. Monkey Dust, not the amusing animated comedy program, but a terrifying new drug in the UK that turns users into the Incredible Hulk. This is a few months old, this story. I don't know how I hadn't heard of it before. Monkey Dust. It's also called, got a few, Zombie Dust, or a few other names for it. Never heard of it. Sounds like a lot of fun, though. We should get some dirt on the show. Rave yoga involves swearing and booze breaks. Get into that. A few good bits. Nude man shooting hoops. Told cops playing naked enhances his skill level. And who are we to argue, really? And look, we'll get into this Florida man with the ass sticker on his truck, because there's a few bits to cover on that. It's a real roller coaster of emotions. I can promise you that. Right, let's play a record. And I'll sort of just get my brain and my thoughts and all that sort of ordered roughly.
Lobsters.
And we'll take it from there. Let's start off with this J Majik bit then. It's called Full Circle. Off the album, Full Circle. It's got amens in it. Oh, it's a hot bit. Right, has everyone in the chat recovered? Jake inquiring as to whether or not I have any more fruit-based Hawaiian shirts. Yes, yeah, I've got one with bananas on. Maybe I'll wear that tomorrow, as long as the sun stays out. Another one with blood oranges on. They're all coming, mate, don't you worry. Blood oranges, Rob Humphries, yes, that may trigger the vegans, especially as they are oranges that have actually been injected with real animal blood, and the animals were killed under horrific circumstances as well. Very, very cruel. Terrible ordeal, actually. That's how blood oranges work. Just a side note, in a bid to raise money for the new app, Snips is offering backstreet vasectomies. So any of the lads out there feel like you got enough children or you're just not capable of raising them yourself, have a word, just get him. He's on that app where lasses sell pictures of their bumhole for cash. He's on there, I think it's called OnlyFans, and like 7 or 8 quid, fairly reasonably priced vasectomy. It's a sort of... you do have to sign a disclaimer first, but I'm just still fine. It's just a formality, really. It's by the by. It's nothing to worry about. It's like clicking on the agreeing to terms of services, terms and conditions on a social media website. Just click it. It's like, just sign it. Just sign it. Full Circle by J Majik. It's a progressive amen roller. Robin, don't update your Mac. Everything will break. Can't tell you how much I regret upgrading mine. Oh, Jesus, not that. Tom Robertson in the chat says Snips would probably do a better job than his vasectomy. I got a hematoma on my nuts. They turned black and it looked like I had 3 nuts. Fucking hell.
Lobsters.
Whew. Yeah, that's a rough turn of events, man. I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a botched vasectomy ain't one. Don't want to flex on you, but, you know, these things happen. Right, let's get into the news. Merciless seagulls attack toddler for Greg's pasty. And why wouldn't they? You know, these seagulls coming over here, you know, taking our food and harassing our toddlers. There they are. Well, that's Greg's I feel that the blame probably lies squarely at the feet of Greg himself. Is Greg's, yeah? Is he a real man? Is he like the Colonel? Is he? Is this Greg's? What would he look like? Is he a giant sausage roll? Is he a giant pasty? Like, not like Hamburglar, as I was mistaken. Thanks, Rankin done a boo-boo. The Hamburglar does not have a giant hamburger as a head. That is, in fact, the mayor of Hamburger Town. think it's called Hamburger Town. Well, anyway, it's the mayor who goes around performing his mayoral duties in whatever town Ronald McDonald is from. Anyway, he's got a giant fuck-off great hamburger head. Looks like terrifying. Absolutely the stuff of nightmares. The stuff of some deranged ayahuasca bad trip. Absolutely nightmarish. Tell me if I'm wrong here, but the other day I referred to Buckfast as Scottish ayahuasca. Would that be a fair fair comparison? Anyway, yeah, Greg's fame. What does he look like? Who is he? Is he a real man? Is he a giant pasty? Is he half man, half sausage roll? I want to know. Can anyone draw me a picture of what they think he might look like? Or do one of those, what's it called? Not consequences, but it's where one person draws the head and they fold the page over and the next person does the torso. Do one of those of what you think Greg might look like. Maybe Greg will end up in Trance Wars. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Anyway, Jen Mills of the Lad Bible racking up 12 shares on this one. Woo-wee! Not a lot of features going on their faces. Very, I don't just be out here critiquing people's faces, but a lot of negative space. Negative space. I feel like a beard might take away some of that negative space, possibly for thicker eyebrows, maybe, particularly for the baby. Draw those on. Maybe some sort of facial tattoos that might liven the whole experience up a bit. Anyway, got a rough cauliflower ear going on there, babe. Oh dear. There's nothing that turns my stomach like a baby with pierced ears. A dive-bombing seagull viciously attacked... really flexing on these two, sorry. A dive-bombing seagull viciously attacked... I can't even talk. I don't flex on these two bloody balls of negative space. I can't even read. A dive-bombing seagull viciously attacked a toddler for a Greg's pasty, leaving her with a large bruise on her ear. Pro tip, don't feed your toddlers Greg's pasties. But anyway, Freya, Yaya Rain, who was about to turn 2, clung onto the cheese pasty, but the bird persisted, pecking her, flapping its wings in the struggle. I think Freya trying to tough it out. Good for you. Mum, Catherine Rain, 23, said it was horrible. She wouldn't stop crying. So it was the child crying that was the horrible bit, or the seagull attack? I was just thinking I needed to get that pasty off her and get the bird away before it caused some real damage. So I knocked the bird unconscious and kicked its face off. I don't know. Freya had to go to the doctor after the attack as her mum feared she would get an infection. She's been left terrified of birds, too scared to eat outside. How much al fresco dining were you doing? She'll get over that. But just don't eat in seagull-infested areas. This thing is a reasonable bit. No, I'm afraid we do all our dining al fresco these days. It's the way nature intended. Oh, yes. A lovely portion of al dente pasta out on the promenade. Oh, it's fucking gulls. Attack the bloody children. Oh, she's terrified of al fresco dining. She's been left terrified of birds and too scared to eat outside, while Catherine claims she had to endure a visit from social services because of the injury. God, you get a bit more pressure on there, you get a nice bit of blood on the skin, you will work up a fine cauliflower ear, and that 2-year-old will look fucking hard. Catherine from South Shields, County Durham, said it just swooped down out of nowhere and dived into the pram. Well, so you say. You got any photographic evidence of this, or are you just knocking your kid about? You know, just going to say it. She had it half in her mouth and the seagull was trying to pull it out of her mouth. It was flapping its wings and hitting her. So I'm not sure whether it was the wings or the beak that caused the bruising. She was petrified. People started to come over to see what was going on. Finally, I managed to yank the pasty away and the bird followed it. It wasn't scared of people at all. It just wanted the pasty. Well, these Greg's pasties are very addictive. There's something people don't mention. They're made with opiates. Heroin derivatives, and that's why they're more popular in the north. And they are highly addictive. People can sometimes have £300 a day pasty habits. and someone, Big Pasty, needs to be more held accountable for this. You know, Big Greg, right? Greg, he is the pasty bourgeoisie. Basically, he sat on a giant pile of money, and he's just got all his cronies out there making these opioid-based pasties. It's a tax on the poor. It's a disgrace. I, for one, won't stand for it. Snips.
Look into it.
Yep. Finally, yeah. Full-time mum, Catherine, who lives with Freya's dad. Right, yeah. Lewis, 24, said, because it was such a bad bruise on her left ear, the doctors had to call social services, who came to see me the next day. I'm surprised you didn't have the RSPCA round there trying to bloody stitch you up for assaulting a seagull. They came and said it was the seagull that had caused the injury, but couldn't determine if it was caused by the beak or wing. I say go out on a vigilante killing spree with an air rifle and just see how many you can get in a day. Eat them. That'll fucking show them. Make them into Greg's pasties. Now she won't eat any food outside and she's terrified of birds. Yeah, you continue on with her fear of alfresco dining. Even she's scared of pigeons now. I don't think she'll be going near them anytime soon. Could have been worse. I dread to think of what could have happened if it was a baby in the pram. Well, you probably wouldn't be feeding maybe would you be feeding a literal baby a Greg's pasty? It's the pasty they're after, not the baby, unless you've got some sort of purified pasty smoothie that you've got in a bottle for your 6-month-old kid. At that point, maybe your baby deserves to be stolen by a seagull and raised as a seagull, seeing that the Greg's pasty is the natural diet of the seagull. How do we know that you're not raising a seagull? Hey, do you ever see baby seagulls? No. It's one of life's great mysteries. Where are all the baby seagulls? Well, they're in prams, being raised by mad bastards on Greg's pasty smoothies. It is a disgrace. I am appalled by it. Why will the government not bring this up in Parliament? What sort of conspiracy? They're obviously in the pocket of Greg, aren't they? They're in the pocket of Big Pasty with Greg at the helm. Yeah, just fucking paying off Corbs, paying off May. When will we need an independent political party funded by the people that will try and take down the evil, maniacal, tyrannical Big Pasty and Greg in particular. I am appalled. I'm outraged. Honestly, I can't. I'm gonna have to have a palate cleanser of that digital tune we played yesterday. It's so fucking good. Plastic Dreams by Digital. Let's get it done. Oh, Big Pasty has really triggered me.
Lobsters. Look into it.
Oh. Yes, Robin, Alfresco in Hove is still going. It's where you have your wedding reception if you're basic as fuck. Mitten throwing £5 into the hat on the YouTube super chat with the request that he plays at the Threshold all-dayer on the 25th of May. Ooh, well, okay, throwing down the gauntlet, Mr. Mitten. That's unless anybody wants to outbid him for a set. I get stuff a bidding war. I promise to spend any money earned on drugs. Mr. Bill, thank you kindly. Recruiting stalkers for me. I've always wanted a stalker. Jesus, Joe, those pingers were dangerous. As I just said, I do not condone any crimes. Yeah, cool crimes are obviously fine. Like jaywalking, trespass, treason. Yeah, cool stuff. No, Matic, you cannot play some rhythm. Anyone caught playing rhythm will be removed from the decks and from the venue. Trespass isn't a crime. Alright, it's not cool then. Outraging public decency, that's a pretty cool crime. Friend-zoning an officer, also. Mustang Philly is here, late. 28 minutes late. Unbelievable. That's Plastic Dreams by Digital. That is a freaking fine bit of gear, man. That's one of the best tunes I've heard in a hot minute, I would say. A hot minute. I don't know what... In terms of applying a hot minute to actual... measurable time, I don't know. It's there's context involved. Anyway, in a hot minute. Right, look, guys, what else have we got? The Chernobyl nuclear wasteland has a thriving animal population. Chernobyl has become a byword for nuclear disaster and dangers of radiation poisoning. But 33 years after the accident, the exclusion zone that still exists around the plant has seemingly become a thriving habitat for animal species. Following the disaster on April 26, 1986, around 350,000 people were evacuated from the 1,000 square mile exclusion zone in the Ukraine. To date, no one has returned. I'm not sure that's strictly true. I do think there are some people living in there now, and I just think they don't seem to give any fucks whatsoever. They're just like, radiation. There's like some churches and stuff all going on in there. They're like, well, fuck it, it's more radioactive in Japan. Who cares? The result is a wilderness untouched by humans for over 3 decades. Researchers have begun to take an interest in how the area is developing. It was assumed that nothing would be able to survive with the high levels of radiation, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Radiation's not real. It is lies. Nuclear bombs aren't real. That is a genuine conspiracy. I mean, it's real that it is there are people that believe that the nuclear bombs aren't real. They're obviously like, Hiroshima, yes, they dropped a big bomb on it, but it was not a nuclear bomb. I believe that's a conspiracy. I'm sure someone in the chat can let me know. Maybe our boy Stranger can cover it on his show. He's concocting some sort of tinfoil hat dubstep experience, which will be absolutely fine. The tree transfer exposure effects. You had to double up the T and the R of transfer there to make it a tree acronym. Okay. Project led by Nick Beresford from the UK's Centre for Ecology and Hydrology set up 42 motion-tripped cameras in the exclusion zone. The project has been monitoring animals in the environment for years and has captured evidence of large mammals like brown bears, bison, wolves and lynxes and horses in the area. All radioactive AF. The CHES, Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, could be the best area in the UK where a large free population of European bison could be established. Right. But why though? Just for fun. Cool. Run with them. Run with a herd of bison. Maybe that's how I'll spend my twilight years. One of the project's Ukrainian collaborators in a study explained the findings. Oh, sorry, that's shouldn't have left a gap in between there. Anyway, another researcher, Jeroen Van, who studies amphibians in the exclusion zone, says there seems to be relatively little effect of the current radiation levels on the animals and plants around Chernobyl. Our own work with the amphibians of Chernobyl has also detected abundant populations across the exclusion zone, even on the more contaminated areas, he wrote in The Conversation. Furthermore, we have also found signs that could represent adaptive responses to life with radiation. For instance, frogs within the exclusion zone are darker than frogs living outside, which is a possible defense against radiation. They've also got 3 eyes and 17 dicks, but this is probably fine. Today, human tourists can visit Chernobyl and nearby Pripyat as long as they have a tour guide and follow the proper authorization procedures. You got to wear a big old suit, I bet. Sounds like a fun trip. I don't know. Imagine if you encountered some sort of weird Hills Have Eyes style bunch, like a sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre-y bunch that were all weird sort of humanoid radioactive freaks. I mean, it's the horror movie, really. I mean, I'm pretty sure there has been horror movies about it. It would be very surprising. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was one. Wasn't there one where Marilyn Manson did the soundtrack? Oh, I don't fucking know. Radiation is still a real threat. The accident leaked 400 times more radiation than the Hiroshima explosion. Wow. But researchers say the wilderness it created should be used for future study. Over the past 33 years, Chernobyl has gone from being considered a potential desert for life to being an area of high interest of biodiversity conversation. It may sound strange, but we now need to work to maintain the integrity of the exclusion zone as a nature reserve. If we want to guarantee that in the future, Chernobyl will remain a refuge for wildlife. So maybe we should just have nuclear meltdowns freaking everywhere. Seems to be doing a roaring trade for Chernobyl, and they seem to be getting on just fine. So why not just expand it to the entire planet? Is there an argument for that? Is there anyone lobbying for that? What would Big Pasty have to say about that? Greg? Mayor of Hamburger Town? Not that Tom Robinson was suggesting possibly some sort of crazy, the crazy adventures of Greg the Sausage Roll, Agent Penis, and the Mayor of Hamburger Town. That's a real ragtag crew. That is quite the ramshackle outfit of renegades. It doesn't bear thinking about. Anyway, someone called Goodyu says he's making 92 quid an hour working from home. That's pretty cool. Right, what else have we got? Let's have... oh, God, there's all manner of business. Should we have this monkey dust, then? And let's find out what's going on with monkey dust. Monkey dust is a terrifying new drug in the UK that turns users into the Incredible Hulk. Great, I'll have 2 grams. A worrying new drug that turns users into the Incredible Hulk, quote-unquote, has sparked crisis in Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. Yeah, if they were going to do a UK Incredible Hulk, undoubtedly he'd be coming straight out of Stoke-on-Trent. You can buy it for as little as £2. £2 a hit. Nice. There was, I remember a little while ago outside Churchill Square in Brighton, the Scientologists used to have a one of those personality test doody me whatnot things where you hold the things and they tell you your body's full of dead aliens and all that bollocks. But they also used to give out leaflets about drugs and warning people as to the dangers of illegal drugs. And one of the ones I got said, the average user can buy a couple of grams of high-quality cocaine for about the price of a movie ticket these days. Where? Tell me, please. Jesus, where the hell are you buying your cocaine? Unbelievable. The drug dubbed monkey dust is sending people into violent and psychotic episodes, according to the Mirror. That must be true, then. And the weirdest thing of all, it's thought people taking monkey dust have prawn-smelling sweat. Well, that's probably marginally less weird than meow meow making you stink of cat's piss. Yep, there you have it. If anything is going to steer you away from splashing out your hard-earned £2, that's it. Nope. People were more than happy to stink of cat's piss for the cheap meow meow back in the day. The synthetic, which is also known as zombie dust or cannibal dust, sounds fine, stops users from feeling pain and causes hallucinations, agitation, and severe paranoia. Sounds pretty cool, man. Now, like when you ask a drug dealer if the drugs they're selling you are any good, and funnily enough, they always say yes. Wonder when you're buying your monkey dust, like, so what's it like? Is it good? Oh, what, the cannibal dust? Yeah, man, stops you feeling pain, hallucinations, agitation, severe paranoia. So what was that last bit? Oh, it just turns you into the Incredible Hulk. All right, wicked. Yeah. Oh, it won't make me want to eat anyone's face, will it? Oh, probably not. No. What do you mean probably? Probably not. It probably won't make you want to eat anyone's face. Right. Probably. Yeah. Probably not. Okay. All right. Now police have highlighted monkey dust after it was blamed for a series of gruesome face-eating attacks in the US. Fuck it. Bollocks. Oh well. Probably. Yeah, one officer described how users of the drugs appeared to have superhero-like strength. PC Rich Frost told Sky News, when you're trying to restrain them, it's like you're dealing with someone who thinks they are the Incredible Hulk. The strength is unbelievable. Are people using this as a performance-enhancing drug for weightlifting or cage fighting? Or when they're fighting UFC? Meanwhile, a West Midlands ambulance service paramedic reportedly described how driving through Stoke was like something like a scene from The Living Dead. It's like that in the middle of the day, though. Like that's just Stoke-on-Trent. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's believed that the emergency services are having to deal with violent and psychotic users nearly every day that are hooked on the substance. Why is there not more news about this? This is from August last year. First I'm hearing about it, and I like to feel that I'm somewhat in the loop with, exciting, wacky and new drugs. Someone would have mentioned it. Footage, which has been obtained from Sky News, shows one alleged user fighting paramedics with a bone protruding from his arm and another leaping from the rooftop of a building. Where is this video? This video is not in the article.
Look into it.
Well, I'd like to see that video. It sounds like a superhero movie. Earlier this year, the substance was said to be prevalent in Worcestershire, prompting West Mercia Police to issue a warning about the effects of it. Detective Chief Inspector Carl Moore said at the time, "It's our duty to alert people to the fact that there appears to be a particular drug called monkey dust in circulation within Worcestershire. It completely distorts reality for the user, and they often have no recollection of their actions while under the influence. Heavy users can cause lesions to appear on the skin, and they have pronounced after-smell of vinegar or prawns emanating from their sweat. The health risks associated with taking the drug could be even higher. It is not only illegal to buy and sell drugs, but it's also very dangerous and potentially fatal. And we are urging the public not to be tempted to take any illegal drugs, apart from the cool ones like beans and gear. You don't know what they are made of, where they come from, or what the effects they may have on you. Stay safe. don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, thanks, lad Bible. I don't need fucking advice on drug taking from you bunch of lunatics. Right, okay. Mr. Murk, he's a good boy. He's from the other side of the Iron Curtain, and he's just a man getting it done, doing his best. He did a bootleg of my track No Hope, just by chopping it up and getting after it. And I said I'd play it on the show because I like it, and it's a good bit of gear. And obviously it massages my ego to some extent. So this is it, the Mr. Murk bootleg of No Hope by me. I did it. I did original. That was me. Okay, good. You can catch Mr. Murk 7 p.m. on a Thursday evening for the Eastern Front show. Warmer. Yeah, getting a lot of Warhammers for this one. Warmer. Oh, Lord, a bloody light there, boy! Mr. Murk there, dishing out the goods, doing work, just fucking obtaining the grain, just getting after it, getting it done, basically, on a Tuesday morning. The sun is in the air, the sun is in the sky, the birds are singing. Mr. Murk just taking 0 prisoners. Yeah, you can get that. Let me share it in the... oh, gosh. If you want to go on there, follow him on SoundCloud. Tickle him under the chin. Send him love. Send him kisses. Send him pictures of your dick. That's fine. He will enjoy them, I believe. Don't just cover my back on that one. Maybe don't. Ask him first. Ask him, say, listen, Murky, if you want to see it, up to you, free of charge, put your wallet away. First snap's on me. Obviously, any further snaps, you will have to pay. Right, okay, take a serious spin for a second, guys. I've been thinking about this whole Threshold malarkey because we've got the new app coming, and that's exciting. That's good. It's going to be really good. It's going to have all the old shows in it and the archive, and it'll be streaming, and you'll be able to share the shows, and it'll be great. And then I've got some other ideas for cool features that we'll be able to have. So you'll be able to like comment on the old shows and things along those lines, and it's going to be fucking great, basically. And so I started to like. I'd had a few offers from people in terms of doing ads on this show, doing ads on Threshold, and I've turned them down so far. And I don't want to do it because what I'm trying to do here is to particularly like I want to make the best possible. I want to make Coffee and Memes the best possible show for the people that really like it. And I've had thoughts about like, oh well, maybe I should diversify what music we played, so maybe reach a bigger audience and try and do some stuff that's gonna like have a bit more mass appeal. And then I realized that would be a fucking disaster, because what we have here is we have a group of people who are all very like-minded, and and it's the sort of it's this mad bollocks that that everybody enjoys, and it's what I enjoy, and I don't want to sort of effectively water stuff down and hope that it would appeal to more people. That's a dreadful idea. I mean, think about it. If you took someone who had never seen Stuart Lee before to a Stuart Lee gig, they would have the worst fucking time ever. But if you've been like a 10-year lifelong fan of Stuart Lee and you go there, it's like the biggest fucking treat. I'm not in any way comparing myself to Stuart Lee, but you know what I mean. Like, I kind of want to make this show even more ridiculous, even more bloody, more running jokes, more completely and utterly impenetrable for those that have not been following it for a little while. Like, I was thinking, oh, well, the new app's going to be here. I mean, this huge marketing campaign, and looking at numbers of how much like to spend on marketing and how much to push it. Oh, pay-per-click ads, and we're going to want to, do this and blah, blah, blah. And oh, maybe I could pay some bigger names to push it and all this. And like, that'd be really shit use of money. What I care most is that the people who listen to this are getting the maximum amount of enjoyment out of it. Not that I've upped the listenership by 10 times, and now we've got 10,000 people listening every day rather than 1,000 people listening every day. And this is like, well, how much can I interact then also with those people? Like on the YouTube, on the chat now, the chat comes in at a rate that is comfortable to interact with. I could probably get away with half as much again, or maybe twice as much. Beyond that, the chat would move at a rate that would be too fast for me to follow and therefore properly interact with on the screen. And that would take away such an enormous amount of enjoyment that I have doing this show, because so much of the enjoyment is reacting to what you all say, because a lot of the time what you say is absolutely fucking hilarious. And if it was just like, brrr, like if you watch any of like really big people's live streams, it's just like, and so much of it is just troll bollocks. Fuck that. No interest in it. Absolutely no interest. Like, I would just much rather be spending the time to create the absolute, best thing that I can for the small, the small collection of listeners that I currently have. And I want, again, rather than trying to bring big people on board to do shows on the station, I want the listeners to come on and do shows on the station, and we'll build it as a community sort of from the ground up. And maybe I'm thinking ridiculous shit. I was almost thinking earlier of finding whether I can almost like limit the amount of people that come on. So it's I don't know. That's a bit cliquey and weird though. I haven't quite worked this out. I'm sort of working this out live, almost like live while broadcasting. Like, just gonna spitball ideas here basically. But yeah, like I say, like the point of doing this is to try and make a fun, engaged community where I get to not only engage with everybody, but everyone gets to engage with each other as well. And then we have the meetups, and we do the, we throw the shoes, we whirl lobsters around our heads and all that sort of good shit, man. And it's warming my heart every morning. And hopefully, things grow. I'm going to be doing some. I'm going to do some exclusive shows, which are for the Patreon lot only, as I mentioned, whiskey and memes, and also was going through it last night. Wrote about 2/3 of a book, which is a sort of I guess a parody of. Well, there is some truth in it. It is an exaggerated version of the years of my life between about 2008 and 2012. And it's, God, the truth is stranger than fiction. But I'm thinking of doing that as an audio thing, which would be on the Patreon. Anyway, I'm not not here to push that. But look, guys, I'm having a great time doing this, and I'm really looking forward to the 25th of May at the Star by Hackney Downs for the first proper big Threshold meet up. It's free all day, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. If you're there's still a couple of spots left, so if you're really desperate, I guess it's going to be a somewhat competition to see who is the most desperate to play. But it'd be me, it'd be Duff, it'd be Irregular Joe, it'll be Power, Jen, Lady Squiffington, a few others. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There is going to be a shoe throwing competition. The prize will be a golden Air Max 90 on a plinth. And there'll be a lot of lobsters. I've got a lot of inflatable lobsters over there. I can see them. It's going to be great. Also, I was going to wait until there's going to be a club night as well in July. So that's going to be on a Friday night in London. That's going to be a lot of fun. More details about that soon. And it's the long and the freaking short of it, man. Look, I'll play this. What's it called? Give It by Red Pill, because I expected this conversation to take longer. There's still 10 minutes of the show left. So I'll play this. It's on Blackout, I believe. Red Pill, Give It. Oh, Frisk, is that why everyone's been going on about Warhammer? Because I mispronounced Whammer as Warhammer the other day. Just makes me think of Atletico Mints. Warhammer! Maybe I'll have to get that as a sample.
Give it.
Yeah, this is a naughty bit then, isn't it? this is a fucking Warhammer, isn't it?
Give it to me. Give.
Give It by Red Pill. It's on Blackout. So many good things are these days.
I just walk in, play like the sickest sets. People just go nuts.
5 minutes left. Oh, fuck off. Jesus, mean teeth. Oh, get that awful artwork away from me. I can't see it. Oh, it's too much. Oh, I'll play get into it tomorrow. Amazing record. Just, oh God, it looks like a stock image. It's very painful. Listen, yeah, guys, what? 5 minutes left. How many minutes left? At 11 today, coming up after the show in 5 minutes on Threshold.fm is Parallaxed with Roll Call. Fucking loaded. Laden down, some might say, with shower throwers, with a bag of frickin' Warhammers. Honestly, it's going to be absolutely out of control for an hour, taking you through till 12 o'clock, which for some people lunch, some people no lunch. Some people will be taking the opportunity to go and pray to Big Pasty to give Greg some cash. Could you refer to people as a friend of Greg's if they look like they are possibly on a 300 pasties a day diet? Maybe that could be. Yeah, he's a friend of Greg's, if you know what I mean. Like a friend being a friend of Dorothy. Listen, okay, so there's 4 minutes left. Just time to shout out VIP list. A bunch of fine humans that are keeping this shit going financially and are supporting on Patreon. You're wonderful humans. So look, I've opened up on Patreon. You can where is it? Let me get it up on the doodad. Why you gotta be a? Why you gotta hate on a player, eh? So much hate. Come on, just give me a goddamn chance, please, brother, please. Okay, come on, brother. Yeah, look. Anyway, on the Patreon now, there's a $5 a month tier, and that will get you access to the exclusive shows that I'm hoping to start next week, and also that get you Green Gang credentials in the Discord, and so you get into the VIP lounge, where all the real hot chat goes down with the hot boys and hot girls, talking the tut. And generally, and you know, to be honest, making decisions about the direction that Threshold is going to go. We're going to keep out the bourgeoisie, not allow them to come in and trample the lobster workers. For we are the lobsterati. And we are all the lobsterati. Anyway, look, listen, the VIP list is as follows. Oliver Hooper, Nicholas Goncalves, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Parsons, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matthieu Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Colm Murphy, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Jack Murphy, Tom Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Zara Pickle, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Anthony Walker, Lily Unsub, Richard Pranks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, Andrew Heichelbech, John Finison, the BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, Ryan Glazer, James Parry, Dave Thompson, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squiffington, Liam the Menace, Underwood, Dan fucking Morris, a guy with no STDs, Justin Mercer, Ames MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco, Shiva, Dan, Elton, Torren, Wilmore, Mr. Pope, Doc, Nicholas Lawsey, Damon Rayner, Chris Breaks the Build, Clarissa Barthelson, Odin Bates, Lee Fuller, D, Daniel Genvy, Flaxis, Alexander Cassidy, Matt Wright, Dylan Laws, Grant Sullivan, Not That, Tom Robinson, subscribe on YouTube, Greg Cornford, Grace Sellers, Dab Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Mr. Happy, the German trance overlord of DMB. Rankin makes uplifting vocal side trance under the alias Cosmic Waft. Keep a cool tool in the motor pool, but don't let you meet life. Nick Brock, Mustang, Philly, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Sam House, and Hugh Downer. A fine bunch of frickin' lobsteratis there. Warhammer to you all.
Look into it.
Guys, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then. Until then, Parallaxed with Roll Call for the next hour, bringing the frickin' goods, getting it done and putting in work. I love you all, and it's a blessing every morning. I will see you tomorrow. Good frickin' bye.